is up, my homies, and welcome to my woods. And one thing I do a lot is obsess over specific pieces of media for around a month. Once the month is over, the obsession will start to die out.
And then I am absolutely disgusted by that same media. For only a short time, then the cycle begins again.
This is my personal definition of hyperfixating, and I've been doing it for almost my whole life. During the month of April, I'm going to take you through my most reoccurring hyperfixations, anywhere from ranking to reviewing, and well, just talk about them. Welcome to Hyperfixate April! Enjoy! Oh, sorry guys. I'm just trying to split my consciousness between real life and Minecraft so I can play and edit at the same time, but man, it's really hard. It gives me a nasty headache too. I gotta be careful, because if I lose control for even 1 second, I could get trapped in Minecraft. God damn it! Well, looks like I'm stuck here until this headache goes away. It would be kind of fun to explore, but for some reason I made a super flat world. Nothing but grass and villages for miles, huh? You know, this reminds me of back in the day, when I would build random stuff in a super flat, taking suggestions from the comments that were only from my friends. When it came down to it though, I really only made pixel art, but it was still a lot of fun to build just to build. You know what? I'm gonna bring ice builds back, just for one episode. I'll call it Ross Builds. Wait a minute. I don't know what to build. What the? Where did this come from? Alright. I guess I'll make this. So when I first was asked to do this build, I thought it was a joke, but I got an image of what I wanted the build to be, and I just went with it. And that's because I'm addicted to making spheres in Minecraft. I use this website that's going to be in the description that tells you the exact way it's supposed to be shaped, and it's just a lot of fun. I got addicted to this at first because of this Mario Odyssey build I had in a Minecraft realm with friends. This build, however, I made it a lot smaller of a ball because I did not want to be building for hours like I normally do with sphere builds. And I decided to make the ball a beach ball because I thought it would be fun. And honestly, if I had more time, I would have made a proper base inside the ball in the slugma, because I love making weird builds on the outside, like a creeper head I had in One World, and then when you go in, it's like a normal house. It's a lot of fun for me. And what's also a lot of fun for me is to make random builds like I'm making now, and just listening to music or a podcast or a YouTube video. It's very relaxing. It calms me down. I used a reference pic for the beach ball, but I ended up changing the colors that were from the reference picture because it had only 3 colors, and to make it work in Minecraft I had to do 4 different colors. If I should have used different colors, like just red and white, let me know in the comments. This is the best I could think of on the fly, and I thought it looked pretty good. And I also think I should have used wool for the ball instead of white concrete, but it looks fine enough. I've never made a Pokemon in Minecraft that isn't pixel art, and I wanted to switch it up a little bit, so I decided to make Slugma in 3D. And I made the body pretty easily. It was pretty easy to make a slug-shaped body. I had a really hard time making the neck connect to the head, and it actually took me 2 tries to make this. And once I was finally happy with the neck, I started adding texture on the neck to make it look more filled out, and I started to become slightly more satisfied with the final build. I started building the fire around the eyes the best I could. I really struggled with it. I used orange wool at first, but you're gonna see later that I use a different texture later that makes it look a little better. If I had a little bit more time, I probably would have made the fire around the eyes a lot better, but it's good enough. Honestly, the final result looks like a red Spyro the Dragon. It also looks like Slugma, but you know, if someone looked at it, I don't know if they would just immediately see Slugma. Like I said earlier, I eventually changed the orange wool to nether wart block and added textures of nether wart block everywhere, and I think that made it really come together and make a decent final result. I also added little netherrack fire below the ball just to give it a little bit of realism. Overall, not my best build, but for my first 3D Pokemon, it's alright. Slugma balls! Alright, that was fun, but I want to go back home now. So, let's try it. Nope, still not working. Huh. Maybe I need to take a nap or something. I guess that means I have to make a house, huh? Alright, let's do it. As I said earlier, typically for houses and bases, I like to make weird structures and then make houses inside, but I wanted to make a regular house here just to challenge myself a little bit. I decided to follow my sphere addiction and make a circular house based off a yurt, and if you don't know what a yurt is, look it up, I'm not going to explain. But I made a yurt based off the memory I had of one that I went to when I was a kid. At first, I started to use pale oak for the build, but eventually I decided to replace it with cherry wood because just like spheres, I'm addicted to the cherry wood block. I just really like the pink hue it is. It looks really good. I decided to make the floor mangrove. That's not what I planned on. I was gonna use pale oak for the floors, but I decided to use mangrove, and I'm really glad I did. It has a very nice, like, it looks like the cherry wood of the outside is burnt a little on the inside, and it gives it a lot of nice texture. For the house legs that hold it up, I eventually realized I could use fences, and I think that's the moment that I really started to fall in love with this build. I think it makes it look way more realistic, and I friggin' love it. And for the roof, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, really. As you can see, I'm trying a bunch of different kind of blocks, and I ended up going with the mud brick block because I think it contrasts with the pink of the build nicely and just gives it a nice look. For some reason, I added an attic inside the building. I didn't really have any plans for this. I just thought it would make it look nicer when you walked inside. The best place I could see you going into the attic was in the middle. So to make it look like there wasn't just a pole in the middle of the yurt, I made it a nice little cozy fireplace in the middle where you walk around and get all your stuff, and I think it creates some really cool symmetry. Except for the bed, I didn't really put a lot of thought into what items were in the interior, because usually builds take me like 2 or 3 times longer because I get so obsessed with making the inside of the build, like where the bedroom goes, where the kitchen goes, and I didn't have a lot of time, so I just kind of threw chests and barrels and random spots. So, maybe if I do this again, I'll really focus on the interior of the build. Overall, though, I'm extremely happy with how this came out. It's very simple and not my most elaborate house, but it's just really nice to look at, and honestly, I want to steal this design next time I do a survival Minecraft playthrough because it's just a really nice base. I've never made a house that's so simple yet so cool, you know? And I really like it. But what do you guys think of my wood choice? Would you have picked like oak or spruce? Or maybe stayed with the pale oak like I originally had? Let me know down in the comments. After a long day of building, I'm going to enjoy my house. And man, this place has some cozy vibes. Look at this. But I don't want to enjoy it too much because I want to go back home. And I'm tired. So, I'm going to bed. Hopefully, I'm in my apartment in the morning. What? What? Oh, hey! I'm not in Minecraft any... Were you watching me sleep? Whatever. I gotta do the outro anyway. That's the end of the Minecraft video, and that's the end of Hyperfixate April. It was a lot of fun, but also really stressful. Don't try to make weekly videos when you work a full-time job without properly prepping. I did some prepping, but not enough. But who knows? Maybe next year I'll do another Hyperfixate April. You guys gotta let me know. And let me know what your favorite Hyperfixate April video was in the comments. But that's gonna be it from me. I'm still pretty tired and gonna want to go back to bed. So, as always, have a good day. Bye.